and talk about. Yeah, I may be done publishing comic books because look at this beautiful Kickstarter for John Lamont's comic. There it is, $5,100. I didn't have to do nothing. I just, I'm so happy. Look at that, 102 backers. Final 48 hours. According to Backer Tracker, I might hit $6,000. Although I may run out of rewards by then. Let's see how many. Yeah, I only have 7. All right, so I got 100 naughty and nice covers, and I put so of the nice covers, let's see how many we got here. We got 13 left of the nice covers, but I took 50 of each of the 4 because 2 of these were LE50, and I put them here in this bundle for $55. I only got 7 left. So,
congratulations, Preston.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And congratulations also should be in order. Let me share the next one. Look at all this wonderful stuff. So, Larry, the other Canadian, is going to be trying out a new platform for us and let us know how Crowdfunder is doing. So
cool.
He went and so this was Pencil and Ink, I want to say, by Matt Weldon, and we had it colored by a different colorist way back when, Primal Chaos 1, and now Larry has colored it by himself. So he did. So this is what, did you print this out in paint? Like physically painted it?
Yeah, in ink. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So so there's his version of it, and he's debuting it on Crowdfunder, and this is a combined issue 1 and 2. And we're
cool.
Yeah. He'll let us know how it does.
Danny, did you look into? Did you get an email from them or
from Crowdfunder?
Yeah.
No, I've never done anything with them before, but can you, like, at the end of the stream send me a link? And also, I'm really curious to see how that goes. The Crowdfunder has a different audience. I've got some work in progress stuff that I'd love to have an excuse to try there.
The reason I'm trying it is because since they're a Canadian company, they're doing a Canadian creator spotlight right now. So
can you please send me a link to that? Because I have a
I will send you a link to that. Yeah, I'll
like
send
literally, I could put it on today.
There you go. Yeah.
So I should do that.
Let me just.
I mean, you might want to wait and see how his campaign does first, or maybe you don't.
Well, maybe not.
I'm sure I can make enough money to justify a small print run.
You have to register before the 31st, so you've only got a couple days left.
Okay, he can do it.
Yeah. Can you send me a message? Like, if you got my email, that would be preferable.
Yeah.
Because I guess I've got to do that now.
Actually, just send me your email over Discord, and I'll just forward you this email. So,
I've also got a Canada Council for the Arts grant to apply for by the 5th. I was in the final running for the last batch, and that is a 5-figure sum. That would be really, really nice.
There you go. Good luck, sir.
I just write and submit it. Ugh.
Yeah. All right, we got
work to apply for money.
Ray, let's call him Ray, said he would be here this evening. So I'll wait till he arrives to look at his script. Meanwhile, we have Dirtland Saga, we have Palace, we have Harpies. That's what we got.
What's Dirtland Saga? Have we?
This is a Larry Holder original. All right.
All right, Larry, tell us about Dirtland Saga.
Yeah.
We once read it before, but it was called something different. So it's that weird story with the little creatures living in the rug, but
that.
Yeah.
That. I didn't think that was. Why did I think that was someone else's story?
I don't know, because it's not usually what I write. So I guess.
I mean, I remember reading it. I think, geez, that must have been like
it was a while ago. It was last year sometime, but yeah, I finally got back to like working on it. So
cool beans.
Yeah.
Well, since I know for sure I'm going to be stuck narrating probably both of the other things.
I'll read.
Okay.
Larry, you want me or John? Who do you want?
To read? Oh, you could read this one, sure. It's
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Page 1, panel 1. Wide shot, a seemingly ordinary looking living room, 1970s styling, with a large bay window on the right side of the room. Light beams peek in from the center crack on heavy curtains onto the center bright orange shag carpet on the floor. Panel 2, close up, eye level with the carpet. The center of the light beam hits the top of the thick strands of rug.
What's that phrase again? Life finds a path? Something like that.
I can't believe that line has become so famous.
It was the delivery. I mean,
Yeah.
It was.
It was Jeff Goldblum, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Finds a way.
He is known for his delivery.
it is. Yeah.
Panel 3. Zooming into the carpet, a lone tip of a French fry sits coiled in the strands of shag. The light gently touches its upper tip. By the way, I wanted to compliment you on the complete lack of passives. Right, these are very action.
Working very hard
verb.
on it. So,
Sits
yeah.
is a great verb for this.
Yeah.
Actually, I was working on this terrible student film the other week, and scene 1 was like a chair is in a room. Well, I was like, the chair sits in a darkened room, dude. Like,
Yeah.
something sits is great.
Yeah. Panel
And it's
4
still like, a better verb to give you a sense of mood than is.
Yeah. Panel 4. Zooming closer on the French fry, it begins to vibrate. All right, we got page 2, splash page. Our hero, Miso, bursts forward towards the viewer from the fry, a large smile on his toothy grin, his eyes closed in exuberation. He appears to have a greenish potato-like body with 3 green spikes running down his back, 2 large expressive eyes, and a row of semi-sharp teeth in his wide mouth.
2 large expressive eyes closed in exuberation, Larry.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
It's a splash
describing.
page introducing your character, open his eyes.
Yeah.
World, here I come.
Page 3, panel 1, wide shot. Misao's flight from out of the fry is caught short as he appears to stop in midair, his eyes opening wide in shock.
Uh-oh.
Panel 2, same view as the last panel. There is a speed line dropping straight down from Miso's last position and a cloud of dust pummeling up from the unseen ground below. Panel 3, wide shot from above. Misao appears flattened like a pancake against the base of the rug. Panel 4, Misao's body bounces back into shape. Stars circle his head.
It appears I can't fly.
Page 4, panel 1, wide shot. Misao looks around in wonderment at the forest of bright orange shag carpet around him as the light peeks down from above.
What a beautiful world to be born into.
Panel 2, close up on Misao's face. He looks downward in deep thought.
But why am I here?
Panel 3, close up on Misao's face. He starts to look depressed.
10 seconds old, and I'm already having an existential crisis. Not that I actually know what that means. Or do I?
You know, that was my thought. Like, he voiced my thought. I'm like, this guy was just born, and he's already dead. I feel like the newness of life shouldn't wear off that fast. But whatever. Panel 4.
Next panel, he's cynical.
Yeah. What's the point anyway? I'm going back on the fry. Panel 4, close up.
Panel 5 is like destroy capitalism.
Yeah.
With a half-burned cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like leaning up, like wearing a long coat, leaning up against some building.
Exactly.
The 5
Panel
o'clock
4.
shadow.
Yeah, close up. Misao looks behind him quickly to the left as a voice answers him from the forest of carpet.
John.
Howdy, stranger.
Who's there?
Page 5, panel 1. Close up on the shag forest behind Miss Sal Clot. A ball of hair, fabric, and other fibers with large eyes and a triangular shaped anime happy face emerges into view.
Name's Clot, mister. Do you know yours? Not to be rude, but you seem a bit lost.
Panel 2, wide shot. Miss Sal, now facing Clot, turns to address him.
Name is Misao, and yes, my boy, indeed I do appear to be lost and confused.
Boy, I saw you hatch about 30 seconds ago. How do you even know your name if you don't know where you are?
Well, I'll address that first remark. You see, my boy, you are smaller, therefore younger than me.
I don't think that's how that works.
None the less, lad, do you know where I may find direction in wherever this place is? I feel like this was written by Molby and then proofread. It's definitely proofread.
Yeah.
Panel 2.
I don't know. There's not enough characters.
Yeah, there
True.
needs to be way more characters.
Ninja America shows up and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Close up. Clot thinks, rolling his eyes upward.
Well, I can tell you where you are. This is the Great Shag Forest. Lots of shagging going on in this forest.
Panel 3, wide shot from above, a view of the Great Shag Forest spreading out over the horizon into infinity. Clot continues his information dump.
This place is home to many of the gentle folk. Food is plentiful, like that fry you fell out of. We have no want or worry in the grace of the Giant One. Because he's a slob.
Page 6, panel 1, close up on Misao as he cuts off Clot.
Giant, you say? It would have answers for sure.
Panel 2, close up on Clot. He retorts snarkily.
One does not simply ask the giant questions. You must talk to a shaman, and they interpret the giant's will for you.
Panel 3, wide shot. Both characters in view. The two creatures continue their discussion.
My mission here is clear then.
What is that exactly?
You must take me to the nearest shaman lad. Have you forgotten how commas work, Larry?
Yes.
Fine. Stop calling me lad and boy, though. I'm 38 years old.
Semantics, my lad. Now off we go. Now off we go.
Panel 4, close up on Clot. He rolls his eyes annoyed as Misao walks by him to the left.
You're one weird fella. The shaman is on the other direction too, by the way.
Page 7, panel 1, wide shot from above, looking down on the two creatures moving along a path in the shag carpet. They talk back and forth weird. One-eyed dust creatures float around in the forest around them.
Oh.
You know, it's pretty weird of you come out of that fry knowing the language of the giant and your name.
Are you saying that's not normal?
No, it's not normal at all. It took me years to get this way. Same with everyone I know. Are you sure you didn't just fall down here from the upper world and just forgot?
No, my boy. I'm quite certain you witnessed my birth. That's a sentence.
The whole thing is just about the weirdest day of my life, and this life is admittedly weird. Also, please stop it with the boy thing.
Panel 2, wide shot. The two creatures stand before an ominous archway made from a wishbone. The carpet forest turns to a black and charred plain on the other side of the wishbone. A heavy smoke covers the area ahead.
Well, this is it. Good luck. I'm staying here. The shaman freaks me out.
Surely he can't be that bad, my lad. Fear not. I shall return with the answers.
Panel 3, wide shot. Misao moves through the archway in the blackened area of the shag forest. He looks slightly concerned at his surroundings. Panel 4, White Shot. Masao crawls upon a path towards the teepee made of matchsticks. A cloud of black smoke hangs over the area. Page 8, splash page, Wide Shot. The smoke clears at the base of the teepee. The shaman Sig, a cigarette butt with an old grizzled face, sits upon his filter side, still lit and smoking at the top of his body. He grins widely at Masao in the forest. This is like a really strange version of Palace issue 1.
Well, you also, it's now no longer kid friendly.
Not exactly. I
You
didn't
are
say it was
going for
kids.
that.
Well, all ages, but not necessarily.
You got a
kids.
cigarette,
I've
it's
seen
not gonna
kid-friendly
it's not
books
gonna play.
and stuff, and this is not. And there's still this could still very well be kid.
Yeah, a cigarette butt is fine.
I don't know, just how PC
Well,
everybody is about cigarettes.
It was like 20 years ago anyway, but yeah.
Yes, if you were doing this
Yeah.
20 years ago, nobody would care.
Yeah.
I'm just saying today. Anyway,
Oh,
welcome,
20 years
traveler.
ago, when Larry first
Please
wrote this
sit.
script, it was fine.
yeah.
I am Sig, great shaman of the West.
Page 9, panel 1. You know, like in like old Looney Tunes, like they're smoking. So.
Oh,
Back
I
in
know.
the day.
I know.
Yeah.
As I said, it's a modern.
Panel 1, medium shot. Masao moves in close to Sig. Sig smiles somewhat creepily.
You got it, boss. I can't really sit. I'm just a body with a face, but I'll do my best. Sorry. I can't really
Yes.
sit. I'm just a body with a face, but I'll do my best. Because that was not an exclamation, that was a normal sentence.
Sure.
Yes, that you are. I assume you have come to me with questions.
Panel 2, close up. Masao speaks while thinking as he cocks his eyebrows.
Is there a limit? I feel I have many questions.
Panel 3, close up. Sig looks a bit surprised at the questions he answers.
I have a 3-question limit. Thank you for asking. No one ever asks, and then they get mad when I state the policy. It's union rules, after all.
So if he has a 3-question limit, that means he's already used one.
One question is
hold
down.
hold on. Keep going.
Panel 4, close up. Masao smiles and asks about anything.
Did me asking about the questions count as a question? Won't won't.
That would
Close
be
up.
2 questions down.
Sig rolls his eyes, looking annoyed. A puff of smoke blows out from his head.
No, sadly, I am not that type of shaman. I play fair. And before you ask, no, that question about the question doesn't count. Let's end this loop before it starts. Ask your first question.
He's a
please.
generous shaman. Page 10, panel 1, wide shot. Masao asks Sig 3 questions, and Sig replies short.
What am I?
No idea.
How do I know all these things about myself?
I'm a shaman, not a psychic.
Why am I here?
Why are any of us?
Panel 3, close up. Masao looks confused and angry.
You don't seem like you know anything.
Panel 3, close up. Sig shakes and chuckles, smoke blowing from his head.
Maybe you just ask the wrong questions instead of asking why you are you and why you are in this place. Why not figure out what do you now, what that you are here? What to do now that you are here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and that's it. That's our
That's
story.
it. Yeah.
Okay. It had some cute moments. We had a birth out of a fry. It presents an interesting world. And some colorful characters that you're not going to forget anytime soon. And the interactions with Sig were cute.
This
Who wants to
is very cute. I agree. I recall a lot of this now that we've seen it, and I don't remember what might be different. But your doing a really fun Swiftian thing by making an exciting world out of a small world instead of making a new world. And I am curious to see where this goes.
Yes, it's a very cute, interesting world. That's why I questioned the age thing, but I'll get to that. But yeah, you had some very interesting characters, some good, funny moments. Yeah, it was very interesting. Good setup for a fun little story.
Constructives.
John, you're clearly ready to go first.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I already said the thing about the Sig character. I'm not sure that's going to fly in a kid's story. I mean, it might if you're going for the politically incorrect family crowd. That there is a market for that. But again, I don't know. I just feel like that character might just need some looking at. And I don't know. I think some of the jokes about him calling the other dude lad continually might have been a little overdone, like just too many times. But I'll let somebody else comment on that if I.
Sure. Yeah, Misao was really annoying to read. Because he was randomly insulting people while also being, a wide-eyed, bright and bushy-tailed protagonist. So I don't know who your target demographic is for this, but Misao seems to appeal to no demographic while also being slightly annoying. So that's something I would work on. Like the lad stuff is just irritating.
Yeah,
and
I know. Actually,
so like pick a lane. Either he's very childish, and that's a fun character to write, or he's weirdly adult, and that's a fun character to write. And he's not a shithead teenager, so that's what you're going for. If that's what you're going for, you're failing. So I don't know what you're going for with him, but it's unclear if you're hitting the mark. So that's one. I think that's like probably the most substantial thing. Like the world isn't very built, and that's fine. But at this stage, you've got to make us really like your protagonist. Actually, I don't think any of the characters do much of anything. They just sort of walk around and exposit.
Yep.
So, that's a thing. I did have one formal question.
Okay.
You write wide shot from above like a lot in this as art direction. And what do you mean by that?
Camera looking down upon them. Walking.
So that's like directly down, is not at a non-90 degree angle?
Well, I'll see when I draw it. So.
Okay, because like a wide shot from above, like full on, that's one kind of shot. Like a crane shot, or like an extreme high angle shot.
I probably mean something more like a crane shot.
Landscape, like you want high angle or like eye level angle with like high background stuff. And if you're just trying to show people moving around on like paths or whatever, like wide shot from above sounds like Pac-Man, dude. And I don't think that's the kind of exploration that you're trying to nail in this scene.
It's funny that you bring up the annoying thing though, because that's exactly what I'm going for. So
you nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a character who's annoying and fun to read.
Yeah.
And this isn't that.
But it pays off so well in the next.
All right, fair.
Okay.
I mean, I
you
feel like
worthy person.
I feel
we haven't read
it would pay off.
It's like I repeatedly say, if you bore your readers in the first 10 pages, they're not going to get to the payoff on page 11 and 12.
I agree.
So it doesn't matter how amazing page 11 and 12 are. if we're not getting through through the first 10 pages, it doesn't matter.
Anyway,
sorry, I don't mean to sound harsh on that.
No, it's fine.
yeah.
But it's like I think I've said the same thing to Mulby a few times when he brings his stuff in too.
Yeah.
A few times, like every time.
I could change the dialogue. That's
And rightly so.
I want more direction on art, but so I can get started on it. But yeah,
no, the art direction was largely fine. Like, cover your angles better. If you're not drawing it, show us.
I am, but
he looks into the background and sees the corner of the couch, beside which is an ashtray and this blackened area that may have caught fire recently. Like, tell us about the environment through that storytelling. Otherwise, there's a bit of fry on the ground and a burnt zone of carpet that presumably the human built a matchstick house in. Doesn't really sell like this is the world, like this is the micro universe. It sells like, well, the humans did that. Whereas like the cigarette smokes in the corner in an area that was once on fire underneath an ashtray that's on like a side table. Well, that says sloppy human, and the creatures are living there. So determining whether or not your creatures are building the space or if they're merely inhabiting it might help you with the art direction.
They're building it. So
okay, so yeah, if you make sure you make that obvious then in the art.
Yeah.
Did Preston have any constructives for this?
I'm not sure what we're really getting in the first 10 pages that we couldn't just start the story later. Like, the story could open up with Misao arriving at the cigarette shaman and asking about where he is and saying as part of that discussion, like, I just got here and burst out of a fry, and I don't know that we would really miss anything. Which is not to say we need to open there, but I think the first, if we're going to open earlier and witness the birth of the Sao, then I would like for there to be more of a conflict presented than him just coming out of the fry, immediately becoming depressed, and our protagonist becomes bored, and much like our story, just begins looking around for a plot of some kind. And we, the readers, are like, well, has he found the plot yet? Is the cigarette guy the plot? And the cigarette guy does not seem to be the plot.
He will.
Okay. All right. Well,
page 11. But
page 11. Fair enough. All right. Okay.
All right.
Exactly. Page 11.
I'm looking forward to page 11. Okay.
It's already written. I just couldn't remember.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Let's see. All right. So, Ray.
Like Ray showed up.
You have made
What's
it.
happening, guys?
So I had you coded as an artist, but now you're a writer.
Well, I'm many things.
He's both. He's doing a cover for me.
But yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I just
Okay.
What's that? I don't know. I started just writing my own stuff because I wasn't getting hired. So
that's the best reason.
You can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
You stay out of trouble. Well done.
There you go.
Hey, when I was in California for 12 years and wasn't getting hired to work on film, so I started making my own. So
Right,
I feel you.
Yeah, well,
Do
it's
what you
like
gotta do.
I'm drawing anyway, so I might as well just draw my own stuff, right?
There you go. Yes. All right. So let's take a look at I Hate the Morning. Tell us about your story here, which is only 4 pages long. All right. So
it's a vampire story, basically.
Love it.
So the first first page is just is a bunch of like noises and stuff because it's him waking up from his grave, basically.
Okay.
So you get a bunch of different zooms and whatever, coffin, bad lighting.
Mm-hmm.
And then page 2 Yeah, they're basically around a campfire. Some like younger.
I mean,
kids.
we're gonna read them, so I mean, you don't have to give us a summary of each page. I was just curious about the story itself, or
Yeah,
you
like
know,
I don't have any description of the panels, right? Because I
okay,
do stuff backwards. I draw them instead of describing them. So
fair enough. All right, who wants to narrate? I'll narrate. Here we go. I hate the morning. Page 1, a series of noises. Page.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
that's
That's
called
not how
a
you spell
misspelling.
noises.
It's noises. It's noise.
I know.
It's a series of noises.
Is it just like noise? Like
Yeah.
that's the sound? Like
I
SFX?
bet you what I did. I was probably trying to spell noise for some
Yeah.
kind of tweet or something dumb.
Yeah.
Auto corrected it to that.
There we go. Page 2, panel 1. Tommy. All right, who wants to be Tommy?
Anybody have some gas? What's a party without a giant fire?
We don't need gas.
Larry.
Yes. Where are we here?
Miguel.
So then I said, you can't do that on television.
No way. So by the way, just while I'm thinking about it, traditionally comic scripts will have some art direction. Now I know you're the artist and you're just going to be drawing it, but it would help us, the readers, understand the context for this dialogue if you would tell us what's going to be in panel 1. Just,
Oh,
Indeed,
so they're-
even like a thumb and like a
They're
list
just
of
basically
dialogue.
sitting around a fire.
okay.
And,
Well, that would be cool if you the characters sit around a fire and then boom, there you go.
and yeah, they're just talking and whatever, shooting the shit, right?
Yeah. Panel 2, this fire looks sad. So we have a sad fire. Panel 3, we need who's Ellen? Do we have an Ellen?
Who's Ellen?
We got a lot
Ellen
of
is
characters.
neutral.
We
Okay.
got a lot of characters.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of characters.
The reception out here sucks. I can't get any bars.
Panel 4, we have back to Tommy.
I got one
got a
big
big-
bar for you.
Panel 5, Tommy.
Don Mike's got the axe. He's got the axe. He's got the axe.
There you go. Panel 6.
Arr.
All right. Page 3, panel 1. We have so
I love
whoosh.
the show art direction here because we can imagine something really awesome. And then Ray
Hold
is
on a
going to
minute.
listen to our
And I'm
crit.
gonna go get some pages for you.
And I'll be like, I
Okay.
love that page that was just whoosh. That was what the band was. And you're like, oh, that's what I need to draw.
there you go.
Whoosh.
And we're
the
actually
whoosh
going to
goes
give him the art
splat.
direction by the end of this.
Oh my.
We have a whoosh and a splat and then a fuck. I love it. All right.
Hey, this isn't a John Lamont script.
It's
Wow, wow.
wah-wah.
I know Ray's not
Alright.
going to get that joke, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
All right, here we go. All right,
Don't
Ray.
you dare show us the art, Ray. We're going to tell you what the story is.
Yeah.
If I could sort through this mess I got here, hang on. All right.
Yeah, we're professionals. We can give crit without art direction. Let's
So-
go.
There you go. There you go. Panel
No.
4, Tommy.
That's
All right.
panel 1 on
Okay.
page 2. I don't know.
So hold on. Let me go.
That'd be panel.
Oh wait, sorry.
You just
All
kicked
right.
him out.
Wrong thing. All right. Share screen. No, wait. No, I need him to share the screen. It's been a while since I've done this. How does he do that? I go.
He'd have to do it on his side, but
Can
Oh
you,
yeah,
just
yeah,
make his
yeah.
cam-
You have to
he's
click.
just showing it
share
on his
screen. Yeah.
camera.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Can you
Oh
make
wait,
him full
is there a
screen?
way I
the art
can?
looks quite good. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
hire you for something later. So mission complete, I guess.
I know, right? I mean, he was posting art in the Discord one night, and
yeah,
I'm like,
we
dude,
should-
I need
we
to
should
hire you
connect.
for a cover.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to connect with them on the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
don't know how you would.
So there
it
you go,
free
Ray.
sale?
You may
Oh
get a
my
gig
God.
out of this, and then your
Yeah,
your
good
writing
night now.
gig it was short-lived but productive.
Yeah, I know. It was good while it lasted.
I mean,
There you go.
not an immediate hit.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right. So I should. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go back to.
We'll go back to our whoosh that just went
to
splat
our
and then
whoosh.
fucked somebody.
Yes. Exactly. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Wrong story. I had another story. Okay. Share screen. I hate the morning. Here we go. All right. So then we had a fuck, and now we have an ouch.
Ouch.
And then we
Why
have.
are the names twice?
We have. Why do we have a panel of just names?
So, well, it's to see which each character who they are. So, ouch is basically
No, okay.
What's his
I don't even know what the art is. So clearly, in panel 4, he was attacked by the vampire that you just told me about. And in panel 5, everyone's actually dead. But what's happening is now we're being introduced to these characters because they're about to become vampires.
Exactly.
And then
So Mike
panel
is going
6, I can
to
see there's
chop
no
the wood.
dialogue
That's why.
tagged. So
Okay.
that's
That's why they're
actually
singing.
the lines for each of the characters in panel 5 in order on an otherwise white or black background.
There we go. Oh, what were we saying, Ray?
So Mike is the one who has the axe. So he's going to chop wood, and
Okay.
that's why Tommy is singing. He's got the axe,
Ah. Okay.
and so he goes to chop the wood, and the head of the axe flies out, and it hits Tommy
And
in
he
the
goes
chest.
ouch.
Okay.
And then he says, "Ouch!" And then
So-
it shows all of their expressions of like,
Does it hit him? Does it hit him in the chest, blunt side or sharp side?
sharp side.
Oh, so he's like dying.
Well, not dying, but he's in some
Wounded.
serious pain.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And so, yeah, they're basically all freaking out.
And then we got panel 6.
Uh,
Shit, no way.
Yeah, so they're
I
all
know
running
this.
to his aid, basically.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Ellen is on her phone still.
Okay.
I know this is crazy. No reception or here.
Page. There's no art direction on any of these pages.
it's
Yeah, I know.
This
I just,
comic
like I
is
said,
so great. Honestly, I love reading this. Ray, thank you so much for sharing.
Okay.
it's terrible, I know.
Well, it would help us if we understood what the art was.
Yeah.
All right, page 4, panel 1. We have a boom.
So it's just a panel 1 is just
I
a
tell you what,
picture of the forest
Larry,
with a boom.
I don't want to narrate. I want you to narrate. So you can tell us what's going on in these panels. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
So panel 2 is a close up of Ellen.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Ellen, let's have Ellen's line.
Did you hear that boom? Maybe it was the cell tower exploding.
And then panel 3, she finally notices that Tommy's all fucked up on the ground, and then Grace is yelling at her.
Ellen, Tommy is hurt. Get your head out of your phone.
And then Miguel, who is the hero figure of the story, he's explaining to everyone, basically.
I
We
guess
need to
Tommy's
wrap up that
brother-
wound and get him to a hospital.
And then all of them are sort of helping Tommy up to get him out of the muck he got himself into.
Hurry up and get your stuff. The party is over.
Page 5. Ray, you're still narrating.
I know. I'm digging through pages here.
Oh, okay, got it.
You don't remember what you drew?
No one said I was organized. Like,
All right.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, they're basically what's her name? I got my characters all mixed
I
up.
bet Ellen and Natalia, who's a new
Not
character.
Ellen is talking to Natalia,
Awesome.
and
I don't
it's
know.
just walking along basically. Yeah.
I don't know why Grace is so bent out of shape. Like, my phone wouldn't come up in pretty handy if it worked.
My phone isn't working either. We are too far out from anywhere to get a signal.
And then panel 2 is just a close-up of Ellen.
My followers are interested in what I'm doing. I need to keep them updated.
And then we got Grace, Ellen, and Natalia in this panel.
Are you two ready? We need to go.
Page.
And then we have Steve, and
Steve,
Miguel is
too.
helping Tommy up.
Well, this is a pit party.
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah. Like they say, party like a rock star.
There we go.
Then panel 4 is a close-up of Miguel, and he's still holding up Tommy here.
It's about a 20-minute walk back to the car. I'll manage, but thanks for the offer.
And then we got Natalia and Steve in the background.
We will just leave all the big stuff and come back tomorrow for it.
And then page 6. So, so page 6, panel 1 is them all walking, and it's just a silhouette of them basically with the forest behind them.
Okay.
And then panel 2 is Ellen. She's kind of comforting Mike here.
It's okay, Mike. It was an accident.
I know. I just feel terrible about it.
And then panel 4 is Terrell, and he's like looking back at Ellen and Mike as they're walking.
I don't have my keys.
Have you checked all your pockets?
Of course I have. I must have dropped them at the camp. I'll have to go back and get them.
Yeah.
I'm going. Don't worry, I'll catch up. We aren't that far away.
Yeah, this is basically him running back.
All right.
All right.
Page 7. Panel 2.
Panel 1's missing.
We
Panel
did
1
look, panel 1. We don't.
Yeah,
need.
so panel 1 is just a narration shot, I guess.
Ah.
So.
So what happens in panel 2?
I'm still looking here. Where the heck am
I'm
I?
guessing Tyrell finds his keys because he says,
7.
here they are.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's basically goes back to the campsite, and then we got our vampire corpse in the background, sort of lurking around looking for them. And because he's still half dead, he just came out of a grave, right? So, and then he
I
finds.
mean, he's half undead.
Or yeah, half undead.
I mean, if he's undead, he's all dead.
Yeah.
If he's a
still-
vampire, he's all dead too.
Yeah, exactly.
Vampire is undead, and he's therefore all dead. I agree.
Panel 3. What's happening on panel 3?
So he's picking up his keys here, and
Okay.
He's doing a
our
bunch of
vampire
that.
friend is sneaking up behind him.
Neat.
And then panel 5, you just see the vampire swiping his arm at him as he's tossing his keys in the air.
Page 8.
So page 8 is Grace. She's
Yes.
looking for her brother, Terrell.
So neat.
And just a close-up of her eyes, basically. And then panel 2 is Grace and Ellen talking, and then panel 3 is Mike pointing behind him.
Okay.
Group
Well,
shot.
I mean, hold on. We gotta read the dialogue here.
Okay.
I always.
All right, Grace. What the hell is Terrell? I mean, and Ellen.
He
Thank you.
just ran back to the camp to look for his keys.
Are you kidding me? You let my brother go back alone in these woods. He's going to get lost.
He'll be fine. He.
That's the guy who can't handle an axe.
Page yet to be determined.
And then, yeah, I haven't figured out what I'm going to put on where I'm going to put that page, but I just put it in there because I I had an idea of what I wanted our vampire friend there to say.
Okay, and that's what we got. So
I'll show you the picture of Terrell in his vampire friend coming up behind him.
Yeah, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that's all right. So well, it's your first time, and everybody has to have a first time before they can have a second time. But I think putting art direction in the script is certainly going to improve its readability.
Yeah,
and
we should do what we liked about it first, Preston.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Save the crits until after you said.
All right. Then why don't you go, John?
So I thought it was a rather interesting opening. Little cliche, but that can always work to your advantage. Bunch of co-eds out camping, vampires. I love vampire stuff, so you pretty much got me halfway there already. And it's a pretty interesting premise. Has a bit of What We Do in the Shadows vibe to it. So I don't know if you were going for that, but if you were,
I wasn't.
So that was kind of cool. So I kind of like that. I kind of caught a little bit on that. But yeah, it was an interesting opening.
Yeah, I think this is an excellent fifth scene of a Friday the 13th movie. And although obviously the dialogue didn't indicate so, Friday the 13th plus a vampire is kind of cool. So I'm into that, and some idiot kid has a gaping chest wound because his friend is stupid. Yeah,
There you go.
I don't know if you were going for it, but it was fun.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be funny. There's got to be a shock sort of moment to the.
It's on you to make it funny. You're the one who's drawing it, man.
Yeah.
Yes, it's. I enjoyed the interactions and the unexpected axe stabbing, and I look forward to the vampires and their quest for blood coming after the axe wound. Hooray! All right, Larry.
Yeah,
by the way, Larry, I like this Primal Chaos cover that you just posted, comic artwork.
Thought you might.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we got demonesses and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
John Lamont has recently discovered the power of demon titties.
I know the script's got a nice.
John Lamont has recently discovered demon titties.
Yeah, because I gave him one of my prints to sell.
Yeah.
So yeah, as Cheyenne commented, we can tell you're an ass man, Larry.
Yeah, I noticed that too with
yeah.
She's my ass character, so anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. And then
just like John keeps drawing school teachers, I'll keep putting her ass on the cover. So
yeah. John's really
Preston now understands the power of the sexy school teacher.
So there you go.
True.
Yep. But yeah, so John did his first show where he had a Viviax print, and it was like his first sale. And then I saw another one sold there, so he sold at least two. I'm just like, see, I told you.
I sold like 3 or 4, I think.
Yes, and I gave you that print like 5 months ago. Like, if you would have,
wasn't quite 5 months ago. I was waiting for my print discount.
I understand. Okay, I understand. Like 4 or 5. That's a pretty good outing. All right.
Yes. So back to the script. It's got a good sort of classic slasher movie type opening, but I've never really seen that in per se a vampire movie, other than maybe like John Carpenter's vampires or something like that. But yeah, so that's a cool little combination of combining the slasher genre with a vampire. So yeah, it'll work.
Cool. Thanks.
Preston, oh, there you go.
Yeah, turn it off.
All right.
All right. Constructed. Yeah, I just think some art direction would help.
Yeah,
too many characters.
I know. There were a lot.
Well, yeah, that too. But
that would be my main critique. Is that I think you have too many characters. It's too hard to follow. It's too hard to know who's supposed to be doing what and who's important. Unless people are going to start dying, then they need to start dying faster.
I think that's just a symptom of the genre. There's always a bunch of fodder, so I don't think that's necessarily a problem since people are probably going to die.
True. The only thing I would say is at this point we don't know who the main character is. It sounds like the guy, not Tyrell, the Tommy, because he's the one that's kind of doing all the talking. He's the one, and he seems to be kind of like leading the show. I understand that. Up until that point, it was kind of like he seemed to be like the guy that was
character.
I put it like that too, so I could have people guessing, right?
Yeah.
Again, there's what was the movie The Hunt, where like the Hunt first 10 minutes there was like 10 different main characters and then they all die.
Yeah,
there's a ton of horror.
So I mean, you can you can work if you, but I don't know. As I said, it might be easier when it's actually drawn, assuming that all the characters look different. Which again, you're the artist, so that'll be on you. So as long as they're artistically different enough, it might be easier to follow who all these people are. Unfortunately, on paper, it was a little tricky to keep track of who all these people were. It was just kind of like, so that's just something that I kind of felt like. I felt like that there might have been too many people. But if you can work, if you can pull it off in the art, it'll work.
All right, cool.
So obviously there are too many characters. It's really difficult for me to give feedback on this because you've already drawn it. So like, I don't know what you're expecting to get out of this. But what I will say is all the characters are bland. Nobody says anything to anyone about anything. There's no argument or discussion. Someone walks around, some idiot gets an axe thrown at them, people walk around some more, someone dropped his keys. There's the only reason we even think there might be a protagonist is because there's only two people involved in getting the injured man to a vehicle. There's no sense of crisis despite there being a massive injury. Nobody seems to want anything. And
except the vampire. I mean, the vampire feels like the main character
who literally has no lines, and therefore we didn't read him at all. So
right.
And so there's no character who wants anything or who's having any crisis. So we're not going to feel happy or sad when they die. So this is a fine, again, a Friday the 13th movie. I can't push the leg when there's a party. Except we didn't have the first 4 scenes to know who these people are. So they're just sitting there having banal conversations about nothing. Ooh, he's got the axe. Ooh, there's no cell phones. Like, none of this means anything at this point.
Yeah, you have a good point there. Maybe I should add a few pages more to the beginning.
Or even just, reuse the pages you do have and be like, oh, Sally's coming. I hope I can get to first base tonight if I get her drunk enough. Oh, don't do that. That's rapey. All right.
Okay, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Like anything, like just a conversation about anything, like where two people have like two mutually incompatible viewpoints about the same thing gives both of those characters character. And have it be about something they want, not like politics. Like,
Yeah, I was going to say, don't go into politics.
No, that's a fail.
It's not how do we spend our tax money. It's, ooh, Jamie showed up and I'm really into his girlfriend. I wonder, since they didn't come together, are they broken up? Now maybe I can go have one. Can I borrow your phone? Oh shit, there's no cell service here. Bam, you got a mini plot, and then the guy dies, and you're like, oh, but I want to see if he got with the girl. And then, like, you don't need a lot.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah, I should put something like my fear is I always struggle with dialogue, right? So,
but I mean, right now there is no dialogue. It's a bunch of independent monologues.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's start with some dialogue, and then I'm sure you'll improve with practice from there.
Right,
I will say that the benefit of you actually doing the art yourself means you don't have to go nuts on your art description in your panel work. Like you don't, because you already know in your head what it's going to look like, and you're going to draw it that way. But but when you do it for readers, for context, you can just give us little 4 people sit around a fire, boom, done. That's it.
Yeah.
And then you can go on with the dialogue because that's what you want to work with. That's great. You don't have to describe different other things, or day night would be helpful, but you don't have to describe, oh, it's a starry night, oh, the full moon is out. Honestly, unless that matters to the plot, you can skip all that and just do it when you do the art stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I will say when we asked you what the shot was, you described it very efficiently, and that was very professional. So we've had a few writers on who aren't great at this kind of thing, and medium shot of Tommy is a fine description of the panel.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to draw it, you know exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah. So that's
I'm used to going off what writers say too in their description of panels, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, this is what they would say.
Yeah, no, it depends on, what you're trying to do with your script, or if you know who your illustrator is, of course. But that is the basic fundamentals of any scene description. What kind of framing is it? Who is the subject?
Yeah.
And if a writer can't do that, then they have no business describing any kind of frame. That was why I drew attention to that as sort of a note for other writers.
Right on. Oh, thanks, guys. Very helpful.
We do our best. Now it's time for Harpies.
All right, let's fucking go.
All right. So I assume we kept the first 10 pages where the Nazi went splat. And
yes.
Okay. I forget what
first 10 pages, Nazi goes splat.
I forget who was the hero in those pages.
So this is a rewrite of the second 10 pages then, because these are the same 10 pages you brought last week?
Yes.
Cool. And
I didn't feel like
weird, let's catch everyone up.
All right.
What's the story?
So basically the story so far is that in the first 10 pages, we were met with a character named Long Fu, who basically jumps out of an airplane without a parachute at 45,000 meters. 4,500 kilometers, whatever. Really, really high. and basically with an assassin's whip chain takes down 2 Zeppelins and then crash lands through a building. And a Nazi goes splat.
And exterior Tobruk military airfield. Weren't we in the skies over London last page?
Yes. Now we're in North Africa. We're in Libya.
Awesome. Yeah. A large, massive airfield sees trucks wheeling Messerschmitts onto a Zeppelin carrier. Around the outside of the field are several Nazi mechs marching in formation. Interior Tobruk market day. African merchants man stalls as others buy and sell. German soldiers idle through the crowds. Others stand guard. Jezidro moves unnoticed through the crowd. As she approaches a fruit vendor, she touches a pear on top of the stack.
Larry, why don't you do Jezidro?
I'm afraid.
You like torturing Larry with your magic spell.
I hope you brushed up on your Swahili, Larry.
Yeah, sure.
It's Shona.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's yeah.
You can do it.
Abracadabra. There we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Very well.
That was an excellent pronunciation. Well done.
Yes.
You, what are you doing?
Jezidro steps back, throwing her hands up. The linen wrap on her body opens, revealing bare arms, minimal clothing, showing she has nothing to hide.
Bitch, gotta be naked.
I did nothing.
Well, get out of here unless you buy something and take your boobs with you.
Jezidro turns away. Allie. Jezidro kneels down in the shade and reaches out her hand to the air. Now it's abracadabra, Larry.
Yeah, it's abracadabra now.
I'll try to be serious this time.
All right.
A small black hole.
Hole.
That's calling a hole is not a noun.
Uh-oh.
I used the wrong kind of hole.
Yeah, that's the wrong kind of hole.
We're into something else here.
Like
man.
a tear in the fabric of reality opens up. She reaches inside, removing the tear from inside, causing the hole
to close.
Well, I guess the whole tear, causing the whole tear to close. Jezidro takes a bite.
No.
And ecstasy. Are you secretly Molby?
You're
better than this, John.
I am trying to channel my inner Molby.
So good.
Yeah.
Starts beating herself in the face with the pear.
Like, I swear to God, last week, you assholes knew how to spell.
Okay.
Give me some noises.
The words are spelled correctly.
Yeah, Ray, you
I
get
will
a
say.
pass. It's your first time, and you're an illustrator.
There you go.
As she takes a second bite, she notices a small boy staring at her.
Did you see that?
The boy nods.
I'll show you how to do it. You'll never go hungry again.
The boy inches closer.
Do you speak?
The boy nods.
Oh, look at that. We got some phonetics.
Yeah.
Can we say Muhamwi?
It's more
Muhamwi.
Yeah.
Homie?
I'll start. Hold out your hand. Or it's
Start.
start? Okay.
It's start.
It's
that is
start.
the sentence that our character just said.
Yeah.
Yes.
The boy obeys. Jezidro picks up a small stone, leans forward to place it in the boy's hand. Instead, he swipes the pear and bolts down the alley away from her. Jezidro rolls her eyes. A crow calls. Caw. Jezidro looks up. At the top of the building, a zombie crow eyes her. Jezidro pulls the linen wrap over her face, walks out of the alley. The zombie crow takes flight, following. Mark it. Suddenly, a pop, pop, pop noise can be heard, followed by a long whistle. The market shoppers look up as mortar shells fall from the sky. Kaboom. Buildings explode.
Wow.
Beach head. Allied troops storm the beach into the port, engaging the German forces. Market. One of the Nazi mechs exits the airfield, fires the Gatling gun, cutting down the invading Allied troops and sending others scattering. The Allies open fire, but their bullets are caught in its shields. Several mortar shells rain down, hitting the ground around the Nazi mech. The dirt and debris breach the shields. An Allied commander waves a flamethrower soldier forward. He runs forward, firing the flamethrower at the pilot, setting him ablaze before running back his platoon. That was a massively run-on sentence, I'm sure. The Allied soldiers cross the street as an attack squadron of Messerschmitts fly overhead. That's not how you spell overhead. Firing machine guns. As the Allies return fire, two more Nazi mechs approach from the airfield. Interior, carpet shop, day. A soldier retreats into the carpet shop, ducking behind a window waiting for the shooting to stop. He raises his rifle from his location, taking aim at the mech pilot's head. Suddenly, several tendrils off dark chaos energy grab him, pulling him further inside, pinning him to the floor. Jezidro straddles him, holding up her open palm
A
which
really important pair.
the chaos energy keeping him pinned.
Hello.
The ID patch on his shirt reads PT Pain. Oh, it's an allied soldier.
That's right.
Oh.
Private Pain? Question mark.
Preston, why don't you be Private Pain?
I'm hoping to be promoted to mayor soon.
God, I missed my joke by misspelling it. Damn it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's an army rank. Way to go.
Yeah. Been promoted to mayor.
Hey guys, remember back when John wrote John Lamont scripts and he could spell?
What do you want? I finished this like 2 hours ago.
Okay.
All right.
Given what it looks like outside, it's more of an omen of your death. So, Private Pain, I'm looking for the Avatar.
What do you want with her?
Her. First, we get the right vote. Then the gods make us their avatars. The 20th century is certainly shaking things up.
Did you mean to say right to vote, John?
I believe
Yes. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? No, the Avatar. Aren't you paying attention? God damn it. Remember, she's working with the Allies, and I need to find her.
She's probably off doing super secret missions for the Prime Minister.
Then we get a Moby cut. Oh, God.
Interior, HMS Duke of Cambridge, Mess Hall Day. SSRRRR PPP.
There we go.
Long Poo sucks the last drop of milkshake from her glass when
Ah!
a large soldier stops drinking his milkshake halfway through, nearly spilling it on the table and rubbing his temples, suffering from, open quote, ice cream headache, close quote, period. Long Fu raises her glass triumphantly over her head, exclamation point, for some reason.
Undefeated.
There are cheers and laughter by the soldiers surrounding them. A few throw down cash or cigarettes as part of the bet. Wait, that was a bet? You told us at the end of the scene? Interior, Tobruk carpet shop, continuous. I don't think this is continuous from the fucking mess hall on a battleship in the Atlantic Ocean.
Hey, at least it wasn't a PowerPoint presentation. So,
That's
you
true.
This is better than a PowerPoint presentation. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Desbro gets off Private Pain, or soon to be Mayor Pain, releasing the spell. She stands walking towards the window. Is she what? Okay. Yeah, she stands walking towards the window. I read that. The street sits quiet. That's
You're not going to kill me?
You'd be a waste of a spell, and I might need those components.
Jezidro exit the carpet shop. Private Pain follows. Outside, Jezidro walks towards the center of the street, eyeing the bodies scattered around.
We should stick together?
Why?
Because I can protect you.
Protect me from what? That?
Jezidro points at the Nazi mech, walks down the street towards them. What?
Oh? Shit.
I'm still trying to parse that last sentence. Jezidro walks toward it unafraid. She waves her hand.
Mahamwi.
A black hole. Okay, that is
there we go.
good.
There we go.
Well done. Opens and a small leather satchel appears in her hand. After pulling the strap over her shoulder, she reaches inside, removing a straight razor and some chicken feet.
Oh boy.
Dinner time.
Henry Insdorf, Zurich. Go home.
Get the hell out of here.
Jezidro raises her hand, cuts her palm with her straight razor, letting the blood soak onto the chicken feet and drip onto the ground. Okay.
You should be glad I didn't waste that spell on you.
Jezidro's skin goes black as her hair burns like white fire.
Oh, good Lord.
It's pronounced abracadabra.
You can do it.
Magic and shit, yeah.
Suddenly, the dead Allied and German soldiers on the ground begin to rise. She points at the Nazi mech pilot. Did she summon zombies again, John?
Yes, she did.
Zombies.
Jesus Christ, John.
Nazi zombies this time.
And they're Allied. Oh yeah, no, it's mixed soldiers
mixed,
on.
yeah.
Oh, it's a mixed force. I see now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kurosawa, I guess.
The zombie horde charges the Nazi mech pilot. The pilot opens fire, cutting them down, but they keep coming, piling on top of him, scratching, clawing, tearing, and ripping him apart. That was a very good sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exterior, Torbrook Military Airfield, day. The zombie horde charge, because it's a singular. Sorry, it's whatever. Subject verb disagreement is confusing. Onto the airfield, soldiers and mechs open fire, but are taken in by overwhelming numbers. Jezidro follows behind. Her skin remains jet black, hair like white fire. A few of the soldiers fire on her, but the bullets appear to bounces off her jet black skin.
Hell yeah.
Once the airfield is cleared of combatants, the zombie horde returns to Jezidro.
Poressa.
A white wave of life force energy ripples out from Jezidro, causing the zombie horde to explode in bloody chunks and red mist, which is hyphenated for some reason. Afterward, Jezidro's returns to normal.
And she eats the fuck out of that pear.
The
We're
kid
supposed to
stole it, remember?
sacrifice lives to do white magic. Continuity.
We'll talk. I'll ask you about that later.
There are so many other problems to talk about first.
All right.
Exterior Zeppelin carrier day. Jezidro climbs onto the deck, approaching the gondola as Private Payne runs up behind her, fangirling out. What? Jezidro was fangirling?
No, I think
Private Payne is.
I see.
Should be fanboying, really, but whatever. That was amazing. You could take out an entire German division with them.
Unlikely. I can only command a few dozen at a time. If I lose focus, I may stray attack someone indiscriminately.
There must be more like you. We could get a whole army.
There are, and you would like not to like that ends.
But we could actually win this war.
Jezidro climbs the steps towards the gondola.
Your war is not my concern.
This war is everyone's concern.
Interior, Zeppelin carrier, gondola, day. Jezidro and Private Payne find the captain cowering on the floor.
Good, you're not dead. I need you to take me to England.
And why must you
Why must you go to England?
Find the Avatar and kill her.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we had a lot of action. We
Mhm.
had some zombie explosions. We had Jezidro. That bitch wants to be naked and summon zombies, and she got to do both again. There we go. We know whenever she's on screen, it's gonna be black boobies and zombies, and we got.
I did say she minimal clothing, not that she was naked.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
Right.
the shop owner was like, "Bitch, put your
Yeah.
shit away." And
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So yeah, look. There was a lot of action. We had Nazi mechs dying to a zombie horde, and we had an introduction to Private Payne. I mean, all in all, I'd say pretty good. Ray, what did you think?
I liked it. I thought the panel descriptions were really good. It'd be easy for an artist to go off of that.
Now you say that, but that was a screenplay, not a comic script.
Well,
Yes.
it'd be easy to go off of if you're
Yes.
reading it. I could visualize it also. Yeah, I liked it. I liked the milkshake joke. That was good.
Larry,
At least somebody liked it.
Yeah.
I said good things about it.
Yes. The pacing was much better than the last one for sure. Didn't have the slideshow and all that kind of stuff in it, but and some good action scenes. We got holes and holes of
Yeah.
blackness, and
Holes.
yes, it's all good. I think it'll pan out very well in art too. So
Yeah, this was definitely more interesting than a PowerPoint.
everything.
And there were Nazis and violence and explosions and zombies and lots of things that are fun to have in media.
All right. Constructives. Does anyone got any? Danny, I know you probably got some. Go ahead.
I don't think this segues very well your introductory 10 pages.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
You have a very good action with Long Fu, or Aaron is probably the main character. And here, meaningfully established Jezidral as, at best, the lesser of two evils. And frankly, the Nazis weren't evil enough, so Jezidral might actually be worse than the Nazis. Because they only shot at zombies that we could see, and like zombies are kind of categorically evil, as is raising the dead generally. So
it's very morally gray.
Heroically desecrating corpses,
Morally
but I
gray.
don't know how that's attractive in a protagonist. So I feel like this is an excellent flashback, but not an excellent second 10 pages. Private Pain was interesting. If that's a new addition to Jezidrau's coterie or whatever team, then he's fine. You introduced him very well. I like that. But yeah, I don't think this really follows from what you had before. And although the milkshake joke was actually sort of cute, I don't think it belongs where it did, which is in the middle of a scene where Nazis should be doing evil things. And you sort of cut away from them being evil instead of just showing that they're evil and making the audience want them to die. Perhaps even enough to justify desecrating corpses. So yeah, I feel like you missed a good opportunity to make Jezidral clearly the lesser of those two evils.
Okay. So the milkshake joke was supposed to be inserted when Private Pain was saying that she was off doing super secret missions. And we cut away to that because she's not doing a super secret mission. She's having a milkshake eating contest.
Oh, I don't know why Private Pain would even know who she is.
Well, there are rumors,
but yeah,
he doesn't. He knows that there is somebody
the
called
audience
the
knows
Avatar.
Who she is.
The audience knows.
So he's trying to do a joke with the audience about what Jezidral said.
Right.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
He thinks that this person, the Avatar, is like a superhero that's off doing super secret missions because he only hears about things, word of mouth. Oh, did you hear about the Avatar taking down 2 Zeppelins? Say what now?
The definitely didn't say any of that, or indicate any of that. So that was very confusing. And that was a fine joke for the audience, but
well, that was also supposed to inform the audience who the Avatar was, because at this point we don't really know. Because this would connect, because they're talking about her, and then we immediately cut to her, and it's kind of supposed to give the audience
screamed like "fuck you, I'm the Avatar" while drop kicking a Zeppelin 2 pages ago. Because
she doesn't call. She doesn't call. Well,
that scene was so good, dude.
Yeah,
you have a lot of parts where she's just flying around, and there's no dialogue. Just fuck you, I'm the Avatar. Drop kick a Zeppelin. Let's go. Bam, problem solved.
Okay. Well, again, that didn't entirely exist when I wrote the first half.
Yeah, genuinely, if you could repurpose this as a flashback of they meet Private Pain and he's dying. He's like, oh, I met Jezidral and here's this cool situation. This isn't a waste. I just don't think it follows immediately.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing with Private Pain yet. I have no idea.
Any other notes, or are we ready for Palace?
I don't think you should totally get rid of the milkshake joke, though. You could fit it in somewhere else, probably.
There we go.
I did. It's an adaptation of the milkshake joke from the last 10 pages.
All right. Who wants to narrate? Ray,
And
do you want to
obviously,
narrate?
Ray does, because
Yeah, Ray, go for it.
first time, and we've got to make everyone narrate at least once, right?
Gretchen keeps a lookout as Bobby places an iron trap in some underbrush.
John, you can be Edmund.
I shall lead the men into the wilderness to track down and slay them.
And Larry, you can be Bobby.
It's optimistic to think that we'll catch a rabbit in this marshy soil. We're more likely to catch a squirrel or a...
Oh.
Right.
Bobby's POV as he appreciates Gretchen's firm ass in her miniskirt.
beaver. Love that line.
Gretchen shouts the forest as Bobby walks alongside, watching that body bounce.
I doubt the men will complain.
True. Tell me, Gretchen, before we engage in a pitch battle that we might leave us all dead, I've been thinking I might want to get to know you better.
Gretchen turns to Bobby. They look into each other's eyes.
You mean
This is the first time we've been away from the group. It's secluded. Why not?
page
Gretchen
9?
ponders while Bobby waits expectantly for an answer.
You seek to make me a passive receptacle so you can assert your dominance over me.
They have filled your head with nonsense. Doesn't have to be like that.
Gretchen remains unsure as Bobby begins to plead.
Then how would you have it be?
I would worship you like a goddess.
Gretchen points to the ground before her.
Prove it. Get on your knees.
That's been high five.
There you go. There we go.
Oh my goodness.
A bit embarrassed, Bobby kneels before her in assertive Gretchen.
Okay, what now?
And discretion cut to next page.
No.
Nope.
Oh, no, you keep going. Of
Keep
course.
going, yeah.
Gretchen's POV as she adopts a wild stance and raises her skirt to Bobby kneeling before her.
Oh, it's a callback.
Now
Yeah.
let's see you worship.
From a distance, we see the top half of Gretchen as she works her hands underneath her bodice to massage her breasts.
Oh yeah.
Foliage obscures what's happening underneath.
Goddamn foliage.
Oh, that's nice.
A large Taurus stands beside Archimedes outside Tippy as they assemble their troops. Nestor looks around for Bobby and Gretchen.
I'll do Thora. Men, come to order. Archimedes has seen riders approaching. We must prepare ourselves for battle.
But what of Bobby and Gretchen? Should they not be here?
Tora and Nestor look off towards the forest as they hear Gretchen's cry.
Oh,
Tora gives Nestor a knowing look.
He's coming.
Oh god, that's awesome.
Tora addresses Nestor, Archimedes, and the rebels, who all crack a hearty, stress-relieving laugh at her joke.
Best to begin without her, man. Bobby's filling her in. As for our battle plan,
Oh my.
Foreground in the Forsaken Wood, issue 1 and 2. Gretchen and Bobby, wearing charcoal and green war paint, hold spears and shields as they crouch side by side in the underbrush beside the towering tree. Background, Dudley and Edmund lead a column of armored knights along the forest trail.
We must lie in wait for them. Why is that hyphenated?
Shouldn't it be?
No.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Oh my.
You think it wise for us to visit the summoner?
Either she's working with him, or he can tell us where she is. Either way, we find her.
Dudley points to the impenetrable, low-hanging fog that moves through the forest towards the men.
Edmund, some sort of witchcraft be upon us.
Edmund gallops his horse back along the column of his mounted followers.
Let's get out of here. Follow me.
In the trees, Tora stands next to Archimedes, who invokes his magic to control the fog cloud that sits many yards ahead of them on the other side of the trail.
The trap is set.
Enlarged, Tora raises her sword above her head as she commands her troops to battle. Behind her, the rebel footmen, all using spears, rush the mounted Avalon knights. Caught by surprise, Edmund instinctively pulls his horse away from the onslaught.
Attack!
Yeah.
Foreground, Tora moves for Edmund. Background, the battle is joined.
Gah!
Clang.
Foreground, Edmund's face shows his dismay as he gallops his horse away from the Tora. Background, Bobby blocks Dudley's sword swing as his shield and Gretchen runs him through with a spear.
My rah.
Bang.
Death to the Queen's Knights.
Your time ends now, Edmund.
Edmund gallops his horse away from the battle as enlarged Tora and Rolduff observe his retreat in frustration.
You coward, get back her.
Yeah, gotta fix that.
Uh-oh.
Not giving up that easy, enlarged Tora runs after Edmund as she gallops away.
Gah!
Edmund glances over his shoulder and Tora takes into sprinting after Edmund to narrow the distance.
Ah!
Edmund reins his horse as he turns to face her.
Left all your forces behind, have you, foolish one?
Edmund's sword remains raised to strike as the winded Tora looks for an opening.
You've never beaten me, Thora, and you never will.
Edmund swings his sword in a descending arc looking to decapitate his opponent, but Thora parries his attack with hers.
Clang.
With their swords crossed, Thora lunges forward and grabs Edmund around his waist in an attempt to unseat him from his horse.
We'll see about
Quickly
that.
Dismount.
Arr!
Using both arms around Edmund's waist, Thora throws Edmund from his horse to the ground.
Rah! Loving the deep dialogue here.
I mean, it's a fight. I find fights
I'm not
unrealistic.
complaining.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
easy for me today.
Yeah.
The two go down to the ground in a sprawl.
Clang.
Using the momentum of the fall, Edmund rolls Thora to the side.
Rah!
Thora sit up into Edmund's gauntleted fist, connecting directly with Thora's face.
Pow!
Blackness fills the panel.
Now to take you back to the palace.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, no, not
There's
quite.
more.
Naked and groggy, Thora lifts her head from the stone floor of her dungeon cell. Her face testifies to the violence she received.
Where am I?
Wider shot shows a startled, imprisoned Thora. Her naked body shows ugly bruises from where she was beaten.
In hell.
Gasp!
Okay. Ereshkigal sits on her Odyssean throne in the corner of Thora's prison cell.
Your body is being raped and tortured by your enemies, so I brought your mind here to spare you the suffering. You fought valiantly after all. Seemed only fair. So that's as far as I got.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know Larry liked it, so.
Well, since it's a Preston show, okay, so we need to be specific about things we like. So let's start with Ray. You thought it was pretty good. Explain why.
I don't know. It was some.
Well, explain why. You can do it.
There was some humor in there, which was nice, and there's lots of good action scenes. I do think more of the raw and all that. Maybe you could have like take that bitch or something, like.
We're saving that for the constructives later on. First, let's saying the things that we like.
But the things I like, the action scenes and the humor in there was really good. And the scenes were descriptive once again, like the other one. So yeah, it was good.
Larry, things you liked.
The pacing was a lot better from the last version. The jokes landed a little bit better, I guess. So yeah, all in all, it was fairly similar, but just changed enough to make it that much better. So.
John?
I agree. The improvements in this version are much better. Pacing is better. Scenes make more sense. Yeah, definitely a marked improvement on the art direction.
Mm-hmm.
I concur with everybody else. I think the pacing was quite improved. Although I was a little bit iffy on the extended sex joke, actually, it was pretty worth it by the end. And then he kept going, and it was still funny. So well done.
Yeah.
And there were much cleaner sort of through lines of story bits and what was going on for this version and who was who. So I really liked that you focused on sort of the core of the story. Okay, well, you wrote it, so of course you've got lots of nice things to say. So let's move on to constructive criticism.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, things that you think Preston could improve with.
Well, like I said, just the only thing I think I would change is the maybe add a little more context to the raws. Maybe have some discourse in between them, like like take that or something. It doesn't have to be like a long-winded sentence, just some banter.
I will actually disagree because unless you're going for comedic effect, I don't know if banter typically works. I find it to be a little because it's unrealistic in a real fight situation. It kind of takes you out of the story, in my opinion. It's like I did it in my story, but I'm trying to write a comedy. You're not. So, to me, I feel like banter during a fight is it makes the characters feel like that they're not taking the fight seriously, which I don't know if that would work in this, but that's just my opinion on
I'm going to offer another perspective on this whole digression, which is to say that you don't need banter, but you could still have expository dialogue. Oh, running away from a powerful woman again, Edmund.
Yeah, something like that.
Right, and then you're also describing what the actual action is, which comics tend to have a problem with and tend to often need. Oh, he's running away is a thing that sometimes you just need to say. It's like, so even if it's not banter, describing it in a way that's like mocking or whatever.
Yeah, you could be like weak fool or something.
And that's a third approach.
Okay.
John, you jumped in, so do you have any other constructives?
Oh,
We've lost John.
I've lost John.
He has so many constructives, his computer exploded.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
Not really. Her getting arrested at the end, I didn't quite see coming.
Is that good or bad?
Depends what you do with it.
Okay.
And
all right, fair enough.
She's getting their ass beaten. That's
Yeah.
what's happening. Yeah.
I think it's getting more than beaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the script was very explicit about what was going on. That
The
we weren't.
script was. Yeah.
I don't. Well,
Pound. It's good. Yeah.
your story does get pretty dark, so I was going to say I
It
don't know
does.
if you necessarily need that, but it's like you've already gone there before, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'd want to see what you do with that before I comment on whether or not I feel like it's necessary.
I feel like structurally, we gotta have
story-wise,
the dark moment for the hero that they come back from for the big cinematic finish where she kills everybody.
Okay, so we probably agree that there needs to be a big comeback, but structurally that needs to be there. Actually, it doesn't necessarily need to be there like that either way.
Sure. Yeah.
I would say that if you're going to go that route, the way you did it is probably the best way to do it, rather than to explicitly show it, because that can
no, I know. Everybody
turn off
gets
a lot.
triggered.
So
everybody gets triggered.
And a lot of people rightly so. So it's like they have, but I guess my only thing is that is doing that in character for Ezra Restragol. I don't know of her enough of her as a character as to whether or not she would do
demon lord, demoness lord, or whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that, but would she care enough? Would she care enough about her servants?
It hasn't been established yet that she doesn't.
Right.
That's true. Now
that is true.
Larry, do you have any constructives?
I don't think you need dialogue, honestly. It's
I didn't either, but
it's a little stagey when you put dialogue in.
Yeah.
So
you like the Gretchen scenes?
They're pretty funny.
Okay.
The reworking of the scene is pretty funny. Yeah.
That's constructive. Constructive.
Let me just add that foliage is. It always foils the good parts, right?
It does.
That's why it's called foliage. So yeah. It's good. I've been trying to follow this story, but I've missed parts of it, so I'm just trying to catch up and stuff like that. So,
this was like a retroactive rewrite halfway through a scene, so it was more of a pickup.
Yeah.
Than new pages. I think there's only really one.
No, I know. I think I missed all of like issue 3 or something like that. So. Yeah.
Okay. I have a couple of pacing notes, and then I wanted to jump into that discussion about the prison scene at the end.
Sure.
Pacing note number 1. You don't need Thora to have any voiceover in the transition away from the Gretchen Bobby joke to the battle scene.
Okay.
Also, you don't need Gretchen or Bobby in that first panel. You can just start with, and then Thora leads the attack on these people. Because you've already done a really good setup for like a big war with like 4 factions. So like, if you're going to follow it, give us Edmund's perspective while the big scary women attack him. I think that's going to land a lot better. And so like that one transition panel with her voiceover, and then the transition panel before she's like attack, it should just be Edmund doing the thing. And then, maybe something's wrong. And then Thora's like, raw attack, and everyone starts attacking. Like, it's a comic.
Right.
Just cut. Like, they can just already be attacking.
Right.
So I think that would make it more efficient and actually make some of the smash cuts land better, too, because you're going from action to action beats. And it gives you more room, ultimately, for additional beats of the action when it's character-driven. I think you're totally right that you need a scene where Thora is defeated. However, I agree with John that transitioning directly from the fight with Edmund to that prison scene
too sudden. Okay.
And what I think might be worth considering is straight up just showing Thora get beaten and
Okay.
perhaps ending a cliffhanger with, well, did she survive this massive battle? And then opening the next issue with something like this of her in some mind palace being rescued from trauma by visions of her god, whether or not it's literally her god or anybody else. Like, this is what you do after they've been beaten. But first you need to show that she's being beaten. Like, show Edmund carrying Thora victorious with like a triumphal parade back into her hometown. Everyone cheering like, "Aha, we beat the evil apostate," or whatever.
Okay.
Where is that scene? Because that scene way more dramatically important than how Thora deals with the beating that we never saw the setup for.
All right.
Because there was no setup for that beating, it doesn't land immediately. It's like in the middle of the fight scene, and it's suddenly being raped. Like, what?
Okay.
So
all right, sure. I like that
issue there before that prison scene becomes worth it. But it is a good start to like issue 5 if, you know, possibly dead Thora gets like walked into prison is the end of issue 4.
Okay.
Or some kind of transition like that, you know, from a cliffhanger. I know, John, would you like to weigh in on my pitch?
No, that could definitely work. Yeah, because then we would be left with, oh, what's going to happen? You know, it leaves us to a lot to our imagination.
Okay.
Does anyone have any?
Yeah, no, I think that would work.
For that sort of scene transition near the end there, or pitches for Preston? Great. How would you manage that?
All right, cool. Yeah, I can do that. Well, that'll be issue 4 then. Get to work.
There we go. And then you got a lot more fight scene, a lot more back and forth, and
yeah,
you're gonna have some dialogue and banter now, though.
Yeah. Okay.
At least a little bit, even if it's like, you know, something. But oh, right. Also, there was some like really familiar line in the dialogue that Edmund gave to Thora that was like, "Oh, still after me, lad," or something like that. It's like Mulvey wrote it. Like, are you still after me? Like, have him be misogynistic. What? This entire book, dude.
Yeah.
So he's not being misogynistic enough with that one line of dialogue.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, I'll get to work on it.
Yeah. All right, back to you, Preston.
All right. Cool. I'll get to work on it, and then hopefully we'll have them next week.
I'm excited to see how that turns out.
Well, while we were talking, a backer backed the Kickstarter for like $150, which is crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have enough stuff to sell them for $150?
Well, that was one backer, so you know he got. Hold on.
Yeah, there was still some extras left at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he got the all cover thing. He got White Lily trade Guinevere, and mystery packs and trading cards.
What's the mystery?
Nice.
The mystery. Yeah. You call it the J.J. Abrams pack.
Speaking of which, I just got another pack too.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know how much it was, but it was considerable.
There you go.
There you go.
Ray, I sent you a message on Discord, so drop me a line, and I'm Crash Override.
Yeah, I've seen you on
there you go. So that's me. Drop me a line. I'd love to like get a link to some more of your work, and like let's talk about maybe doing some work.
Sure.
From what I've seen from your ink work, it looks like you're a person worth working with.
Yeah, I've recently taken up coloring my stuff now, so I don't know if I'm extremely good at it yet, but still a work in progress, and it takes me longer.
I've only finished like 8 books or something like that, and it's still hard for me to judge colorists.
Yeah. I don't know. I took over the coloring duties on my second issue of Fallen there because, well, my colorist kept giving me excuses, so I was just like, you know what?
That's a good excuse to fire them. Oh,
don't worry about it then.
Yeah. There are other colorists out there.
I know, but you know what? I was being frugal, and I took it upon myself.
Sure.
Because, well, you know, there's things too, like where a lot of jobs are like they want the whole package, right? Where they don't want to go look for artists and you know, and then colorists and flatteners and all that other garbage, right? So But why not
I
just
think it
become the
depends.
whole package?
Certainly, I found some benefits from learning how to do lettering, and for some of my more frugal jobs, it's helped a lot.
Yeah, that's the one thing I haven't taken upon myself is lettering yet. I got Johnny doing that for me, but
You already do enough. I'm a writer, so being able to letter is real helpful because it means I can edit on the fly a lot better.
yeah, I guess it probably would be. But yeah, there's always things that
I
you think
certainly
of
spell
after
checked a
the
lot
fact,
of
right?
John and Larry stuff on the fly while lettering theirs.
Helpful.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't mind coloring. It just takes me super long. It's like, oh, I could have like 3 pages penciled and ink by this point, but
Sometimes you don't have to be the guy that does everything.
this is true.
You can always subcontract the coloring.
Yeah, I would almost, or even just flatting, but
Yeah.
I would almost even, if you look at how long it takes to get a piece done, and what people are willing to pay you to do the job, you may be able to find that you just can get more work doing pencils and inks for people than trying to do colors and then letting them deal with colors on their own. And then if in the course of your work you connect with a couple good colorists, then you can be like, oh hey, I work with this colorist and this is what he looks like, and I work with this colorist and this is what he looks like, and then the person that's paying you just pays you, they get their cover, and then they can go wherever they want. That's
I've
that
done
is
that
an option.
in the past too before, where I've just penciled and inked it, and then they go with their own colorist, and I recommend a colorist, but I don't know. When it comes to doing my own stuff, I've taken the coloring like upon myself just to save money too, for when you're running crowdfunding stuff, right?
Well, I know when I hired you to do my cover, I don't recall you mentioning anything about. You said you were going to do I know you're doing the coloring for my book, for my cover, but you didn't seem to imply that.
I feel like this discussion could happen off air.
Okay, let's let Preston go to sleep, everyone.
Thank you.
All
All right.
Yeah, I got to eat properly,
Preston.
but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, anyway,
I don't know.
yes.
It was comic shop. I
Yeah.
thought
all
it
right.
might be
Okay. Go
interesting,
ahead.
but whatever.
Go ahead. I'll wait
But
here.
no,
All right.
it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, poor
It's fine.
Preston.
Are
Are you just
Poor
starving? Is that what's going on?
No,
I'm sorry for keeping the conversation going.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Gotta get his beauty sleep now.
There you go, guys.
Yeah.
In comics, whether or not you can do it yourself and whether or not you should do it yourself is a real question.
It is.
Yes,
And
it is.
there's numerous angles to that debate on both sides. Certainly, there is a lot to recommend an artist like Ray, who's able to fully take control of his creative vision, but also that's a lot of work.
It's a ton of work.
Yeah, it's nonstop. And then you work a day job on top of it, right?
That's the fun part. Yeah.
Oh well.
You have a very strange definition of fun, Larry.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic. So.
Oh, I was
The trick
Larry's.
is you just drink a lot of alcohol to stomach it all.
So if Ray comes back, does that mean the Canadians have fully taken over?
There we go.
Yeah.
It's like an episode of South Park.
It is.
Yeah. Olby just he couldn't fend off us Canadians, so we were too critical of his work. And,
we're gonna have to bring him back so we can fight off the maple syrup brigade.
That's right. Yeah. Way too critical.
It's good.
we couldn't handle the robot script, so yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, let's all let Preston eat or sleep or whatever he wants to do so desperately to get away from us.
All right. Well, good night, everyone.
We'll let Preston get to his editing. There we go.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Later.